Twitter, big old social media site, added Ethereum wallet support to its in-app tipping tool. So this happened last year. They rolled out Bitcoin support. You could put in your Bitcoin wallet address, and people could send you tips in your Twitter. They've added a bunch of other options, including, I think, Venmo is in there. But as of yesterday, this is new, Ethereum wallet support is officially supported. So if you wanted to send a little bit of Ether or a stablecoin or any ERC20 token of your choice to, say, your favorite creator, you can do that now if that creator signs up to accept tips on the Ethereum blockchain. Kind of interesting timing. Obviously, we're here in East Denver. I'm not sure this was timed to that announcement. No one from Twitter is on the ground, I learned yesterday. But the timing couldn't have been better to roll out something that got a lot of people here excited yesterday. So, Will, I'm going to throw this to you for your initial thoughts. First, we had Bitcoin. Now we have Ethereum. Jack Dorsey, a little bit out of the picture. That's a nice little subplot. I'm going to toss it to you for your thoughts.
Yeah, there's definitely a nice little subplot here with Jack Dorsey leaving, and immediately we see NFTs rolled out to Twitter, and now native tipping on the Ethereum blockchain. Obviously, there was something going on in the backdrop here, maybe on the executive level, maybe not. Hard to say what was going on in the back scene. Can't always say. Maybe it wasn't like as nefarious as I'd like to think. It'd be kind of dramatic. That'd be interesting. But the one thing that captured my mind was how expensive it is to use Ethereum, and what's the point of it? If you're just going to tip someone for $2 and then you have to spend $50 on the fee, doesn't really make sense. And that's the take most people had on Twitter actually about this yesterday when the news came out. They're saying, why not integrate something else? There's a lot of scaling technologies out there right now. A lot of them are here today at ETH Denver. They're going to be showing off the new tech that they've been rolling out over the last 2 years, figuring out how to make Ethereum transactions cheap. Twitter, they're Web 2. They may be a little slow. They're still going to use the Ethereum base chain, which is more and more becoming a place for whales and not for the minnows. So, just have to leave it there. Maybe we'll figure it out, though. I bet we see something else in the future, so we shouldn't be too harsh.
Yeah, I think the scaling thing is absolutely right. But this is a really interesting example of like Web 2.5, right? At core, these blockchain things, they're just protocols that you can plug into various applications. And Twitter seems to be continuing its experimentation around Ethereum protocols that it's putting into its service right here. So interesting to see this sort of hybrid. You have a Web 2 giant really going hard on Web 3 lately with the NFT verification and now this tipping functionality. It's going to be interesting to see what they do next, and hopefully there's a scaling solution somewhere along the way. All right, Jen, I'm going to throw it to you. I don't know if your hand was up, but I'm putting you on the spot. Take it away.
Thank you. So when I think about Twitter, it's not a platform where I think I would go to tip the creators that I enjoy watching, right? I think about YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, when I think about tipping people for content, because the content on Twitter is so short form and just so quick, right? And so that's what I thought when the Bitcoin feature was launched. I still think that now that the Ethereum feature is launched, I would love to see the data as to how many people are actually tipping in Bitcoin. And I wonder, just like you guys are wondering why they launched the Ethereum feature, but I think if we think about where they're going, and we look at that New York Stock Exchange story that we spoke about yesterday, it just seems like Twitter is thinking about themselves. Thinking about revamping themselves in a Web3 environment, right? So I think that this integration maybe tells us that they're going to be a bigger player in NFTs as we move forward. I can see people maybe looking to tip in Twitter Spaces, so maybe they're gearing up for that. When you enter a Twitter Space, maybe you can tip the people who are commenting and talking. And so I think these small integrations are laddering up to something much bigger. So I agree with you. Web 2.5. Let's see what happens next at Twitter. But Dolly, I'll pass it off to you. Oh, Will, tell me how I'm wrong.
Your choice. Who do you want to hear from?
No, go ahead.
I'll take it. I'll
take it.
Okay, no, I actually want to be a little controversial and ask, has Twitter already figured out the Web3 plot before Web3 even got a chance to do it?
I couldn't hear you, so I couldn't answer that.
Oh, well, that's fair. Jen, Tandali, I want to hear this from you. Looking at the situation, a lot of these Web3 products, what they're saying is, hey, you can own your own data, and you can tip natively or use money natively on the internet in a seamless way across the board. Twitter's enabling that right now, and they are known as a Web 2 giant, right? They're founded in 2005, 2006. They've been around. Their name is right there with Facebook. It's right there with Instagram. It's right there with WhatsApp, all of those other big Web 2 giant brands out there. and they're the ones moving forward with these integrations on the money side. I'm wondering if it's going to sweep the legs out from under the Web3 movement, or maybe it's just Twitter is ahead of the curve and able to figure out this whole Web3 adoption before the others like Facebook, like Instagram, like LinkedIn can even move in that direction. Sandali, I'll throw it down to you just for a reaction from that.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get ahead of the game, to be honest. And just like looking at the countries they like enabled tipping with this time, they went for I think it was Nigeria, Ghana, and India. I mean, this is like, you know, these are interesting choices and very carefully picked because they're all super tech and social media savvy, young, and despite some regulatory issues, you know, kind of fast adopters of crypto as well. And we know there's Bitcoin tipping already enabled. So I think Twitter definitely has a long-term strategy, and they're playing for both ways. Like whichever goes, we're ready for it. I don't know what if Jen agrees, but I think they have a long-term plan definitely in place.
I agree that they have a long-term plan. I am excited to see what kind of new entrants are going to pick up momentum and how they respond to that. And so that was my way of giving no answer, really. But Will, I would love to remind you that there is video footage of you on this show saying that you would tip me in Bitcoin on Twitter, and that still hasn't happened. And so I'm just reminding you.
Show me the receipts and I'll do it, Jen. You show me those receipts and I'll do it.
Okay.
But honestly, your tweets don't deserve a tip. I need some better tweets from you before I tip you.
That was not
He has
part
an
of the
actual
agreement.
mic. Don't drop that
wasn't part
mic,
of
Will.
the agreement. You never said I had to tweet good tweets to get a tip. You just said I'll tip you, Jen.
I need something interesting. You're close to an unfollow unless we pick it up a little bit here.
Wow.
Sorry. But oh well.
That's okay. It's okay.
Jen,
I think Zach had to say. Oh, no.
All right, last thought. I mean, Twitter is obviously where the Web3 conversation is right now, so clearly they want to be involved in that space as much as possible, but it's interesting to see Twitter cement its role in the Ethereum world.